In Brazilian music, one of the simplest instruments is the ganzá or shaker. It consists usually of a metal cylinder with sealed ends containing small objects such as pebbles, metal shot or even hard seeds, so that when the cylinder is shaken they hit the sides and make a distinctive high-pitched sound like this. In the sambastas we use these shakers to give to the audience so they can play along with us. They can be made very cheaply as the basic requirement is just recycled tin cans. So here's how the ones we give out are made. You need a couple of tin cans. Normally the one that baked beans or similar foodstuffs come in are used. The best ones are of the 400 gram size, although tins of half this size, 200 grams, are usable to give a slightly quieter sound. For the very best sound, use the cans that are pressed out of a single piece of steel. You can recognise these as they don't have a separate base pressed and welded onto the bottom. You can see the two types side by side here. Remove the paper label. I normally do this under running warm water as this helps the paper to come away cleanly from the glue blobs used to hold it to the can. If any paper gets left stuck to the glue, it can be removed by rubbing with a scourer. Then the blobs of glue that held the label can be removed with a cloth or kitchen tissue moistened with white spirit. Protect your hand with a rubber glove or plastic bag when you do this to avoid contact with the white spirit, and do it in the open air. I usually give the tins a good wash in warm soapy water after this to remove all traces of the contents and any other grease, etc. on the metal. Dry them off thoroughly after this. Now for the filling. I found that the easiest and most enduring thing to use is aquarium gravel. This is sold in different sizes. The best is made up of bits of stone and pebble between 3 and 6 millimeters in size. If you want a smoother but quieter sound, use the very finest gravel, which has pieces of around 1 to 2 millimeters in length. The amount of filling is important. Too little and the sound will consist of individual pieces of stone hitting the sides. Too much and the instrument will be very difficult to play as there is just too much material being thrown around inside the cylinder. I usually use between 100 and 120 grams weighed out with our digital kitchen scales. Put the stones into one of the cans. I cut 2 pieces of insulating tape about 3 centimeters long and use these to temporarily hold the 2 cans together. If you are careful, you can then shake the instrument and check that you are happy with the sound. If not, adjust the contents as required until you are happy with the sound it makes. Then I use duct tape to permanently fix the 2 cans together. The easiest to get and probably the best for the job is 50mm or 2 inches wide. Apply this under some tension, rubbing your thumb on the join between the cans so that the tape goes on the metal without creasing as far as possible. I normally wrap this tape about 1.5 times around the circumference of the cans. Then, holding the tape under tension, carefully cut it off with a pair of scissors to give a good square finish. Smooth the tape all around so that the cans are firmly joined together. Now you can decorate your ganzá as you want. I usually paint the cans with car spray aerosol and use self-adhesive decorative stickers such as stars and coloured dots on the ends. You can also use coloured felt tip pens to add colour to your creation. It is also possible to use coloured tapes and materials such as self-adhesive vinyl, sticky back plastic, although this does slightly deaden the sound of it. Finally, if the shaker is painted, I give it a couple of coats of polyurethane spray lacquer. This protects the decoration and also helps to waterproof the duct tape. There you have it, your very own ganzá or shaker. Now see what patterns you can play with it. Here's a few I made earlier.